It is Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. Thanksgiving falls on the second Monday of every October. And my mom has always been a entertainer, and growing up, we've always celebrated the holidays, the Canadian holidays. And now that mom is in a home, and actually for the last few years, my siblings and I have taken it upon ourselves to continue with making dinners. I do Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas Eve. My siblings do Christmas and New Year's and birthdays, but this Thanksgiving is a little bittersweet. This morning I was at the hospital watching my dad deteriorate, and my sister brought my mom from her long-term care home to visit as I was leaving, because I needed to prepare dinner for tonight. And today's video is going to be a little bit somber, but it's really important stuff. And I think if you are in your 40s, 50s, 60s plus, you have either already or you are going to be caring for your elderly parents in some way or shape or form. And so I wanted to offer my experience and the 3 pieces of advice that have helped me during this time. Number 1, plan. Plan, plan, plan. Last year at about this time, my mom was in and out of hospital, and we finally got her into a home, and we kind of looked at each other and said, we're not ready. And so we visited a state lawyer, I don't know what they're called actually, lawyer of some sort, and with my dad, we sat down and we planned. We planned who is power of attorney. There's another one, I can't remember what the word is called, I'll put it right here. And we made sure that everything was done. Funeral arrangements. My parents, in their wisdom, had already purchased plots. You know where they're buried, I know where I'm buried. We know what their wishes are. We've already taken the time to get this all figured out. Because I can tell you right now, if something were to happen in the next couple days or even the month, between working and doing all these other things, to have this happen as well is completely overwhelming. And to be able to think straight, to make sure you've done all the things that you need to do it's a lot. It is a lot. So I encourage you strongly, if you have not done so, plan for the end of life for your parents, especially if they are healthy right now. Do it with them. Get it done. If you are working, find out what your benefits are regarding taking time off, whether you get paid days, whether they are unpaid. Find out whether in the event of your parents passing, how much time do you get off for bereavement, funeral, things like this. You'd be surprised what you do and you don't get. For example, for family responsibility days, I get 1 paid day, and then I can have up to 5 unpaid. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. And then I believe we get, and I'm going to double check this, but I was told by somebody it was 3 paid bereavement days. So if that's the case, then you got to think about how are you going to work this out with, maybe you've got siblings, maybe you take turns, like you've got to find this all out. I have a coworker who has been caring for her elderly father, and it is tough because she's a single mom and she's got kids, and it's hard to work full-time and care for someone, and that can be even a sick child or an elderly child that needs support. Find out with your work what you are entitled to. You might need to take a mental stress leave or medical leave in order to get yourself better, because if you are not healthy, how are you going to help others? Right? You can't you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to take care of you. And so find out now what you're going to be entitled to. Again, it's part of that planning. Find out if you have entitled sick days and if some of those sick days can be taken for family responsibility or for a medical leave or stress leave. Find out all these things now before you really need them. And the last one is taking your temperature every single day. How are you feeling? Are you overwhelmed? Are you tired? Are you stressed? What is happening to you? One of the things that I enjoy doing, which I talked about in the hobbies video, is that I like to journal every single morning before I even get out of bed. I write down how I'm feeling in there. And sometimes I write it just little. I'm not one to dwell on my emotions, even though I know they're there. And I find that journaling is an outlet for me. Find an outlet for yourself. There may be times when you don't get any time to yourself in a day. Prior to my dad going into the hospital, I would come home from school, go straight into the kitchen, not even take off my coat sometimes, prepare a dinner, wrap it up, back out the door, and I wouldn't get home until within about an hour of my own bedtime. And you know, it's exhausting. And so I feel your pain if this is what you're going through. I am super thankful for my siblings. My sister honestly does way more than me and my brother together, but we try and support each other as best as we can. You might not be in that same situation, and I can't tell you what to do because I'm not in that situation. But if you've got siblings, reach out to them. If you've got friends and you want help, ask for it. People can't read your mind. People have their own lives. You have to ask. And it is better to ask and not get it than to not ask and then be upset that they didn't offer it. We don't know each other's lives. And I'm not one to post everything on Facebook or anything like that because I'm just not that type of person. But if you need help, whether it's outside of, if you've got siblings, ask for help. If you've got family members close by, ask for help. If you need some friends, if you don't have family members, ask for help when you need it. Don't do this alone. It is too much. It is too much. Do the best you can with the time that you have. And on that happy note, for all my Canadian watchers, happy Canadian Thanksgiving. And for everyone, have a joyous fall week. See ya. Hi. Where's he? Hi. How are you? You good boy?